Hey, welcome back. Another day, another video. Today, with a really, really tiring topic. Well, actually, a topic that shouldn't be one. So, it all started last week. I think it was last week. Someone I follow on Instagram is organizing a demonstration for queer BIPOC. So all the speakers, the organization, everybody is queer and is black, is the BIPOC in general. So the description of the flyer said that this day white people can come and support, but need to stay back, need to be quiet, and just kind of like stay behind, take ourselves back. And I don't know how, but somehow the post landed on right-winged Instagram and got like flooded by comments. So they posted screenshots of the comments they got regarding the segregation around the whole demonstration. So the demonstration is called Pride is Resistance. By the way, if you're in Germany and you live around Frankfurt, go and follow Beauty and Politics on their Instagram. They are the ones organizing the demonstration. They still have a GoFundMe running to make traveling for queer BIPOC people that want to join the Pride is Resistance demonstration from wherever they are living. So if you're interested in that, go follow. This is not an ad, I'm just saying, because YouTube is pity. So back to what I was saying. So they got a flood of comments of white people saying that, oh, this is not how to solve racism. This is not the way. They were like implying that she or they were referring to one particular person and was comparing them as in Beauty and Politics to that person, saying that this is not how you achieve a solution to racism, and this is not how you can solve the problem, and that segregation is not a matter, or is not should never be a topic. So I was confused. I was kind of confused because I read the comments, and I was like, the the people were like, they were so disillusional. Like, they never said that white people should not come. They simply said that that demonstration should highlight the voices of black queer people or BIPOC queer people in the community. That the demonstration is dedicated to their resistance, to them as a community, that it's simple. I mean, it's actually not a big deal. So this led me to a lot of digging. I was digging on TikTok and Instagram, and I found, like, I put some hashtags. Like, if you put hashtags like um black people or black power or pro black, trust me, you will always see that one white person in the comments that is like, oh, we are not all like this. Or can I come and support? Or can I be part of your organization? Or can I support? What can I do to make you feel better? Or what can I do to solve the problem? First and foremost, asking Black people what they want us to do is ridiculous, because it's not a Black person's job to educate us on our racism. And secondly, I mean, like, if you are on TikTok or on the internet in general, you don't need to throw that question to a black person. You can as well Google it. Like, Google, even if you Google, what can I personally do to solve racism? I mean, the question is pretty naive, I would say, and childish a bit, but I mean, it's still better than asking a black person what we can do to help them. Black people don't need our help. I don't know. It's the white saviorism that makes us ask this kind of things. So when I read all these comments, I was like, why why is this a thing? Why are we telling black people that they need to work hand in hand with us to solve racism? First of all, uh, hand in hand has never been a thing. Like, white people have never worked hand in hand with black people to achieve anything. Like, we literally traveled the world to just not be able to, or just don't have to work, because we're that lazy For us to sneak our way around walking, we literally traveled the world, colonized the world to get free labor in the name of slavery. So there has never been a time where white and black people walked hand in hand for the same goal. If there was something like hand in hand, it was always like it had ulterior motives. There was something behind it, you know. There's never been a time where white people seriously, honestly, and genuinely wanted to walk hand in hand with black people for the betterment of black people. So, I mean, name it. There was Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was flourishing, and white people destroyed that out of jealousy. What do you want? I mean, if you're white and you're watching this, if you say white people or black people should walk hand in hand with us to solve racism, what exactly do you want them to do? Do you want them to come and tap you on the back for putting BLM in your bio? Or what's your imagination? Because it's just that, it's an imagination. It's not real. It's not even possible, because the system doesn't sing kumbaya for black people. You know, there's nothing like everything is peace and love and harmony and shit. It doesn't work like that. The system is designed to oppress, and it's designed on oppression, on slavery, on racism. There's nothing like hand in hand. So, and secondly or thirdly, the solving of racism is never the job of a black person. I don't know why white people want to imply that there needs to be some kind of togetherness for us to, is togetherness the thing? Togetherness, for us to solve racism, as if racism is some kind of riddle that if you have enough heads put together and you have the solution, it will pew magically disappear. Racism is not something that you can solve because the system is not broken. It's perfectly working. You know, it was never broken. It was designed to work the way it does. That, like, the system is working perfectly fine. The system is absolutely intact. There's nothing broken there. It's just that it was built on broken morals and the lack of humanity and the lack of respect for humans in general, white humans against non-white humans. Yeah. So when you demand black people to walk hand in hand to solve racism, you are implying that they should take part of the work, that it's their job to solve a problem that they never had any hand in existing or creating or enforcing or inventing. Black people didn't wake up one day and were like, um, let's invite the white man to Africa, enslave us for 600 years, build an entire system on our backs, and then beg them to work hand in hand to dismantle just that system. Why are you people so disillusional? Why are you so in denial? Why are you so? I mean, I know why. I mean, it's because you're white. Because only white people can deny what never affects us in the first place. And denying racism is still racism. So, what I'm trying to say is, if you're white and you see safe spaces, black topics, black people talking about their cultures, their hair, their whatever, you know, black issues, then you don't get to talk because you don't know. We don't know. We don't know how it feels to walk down the road and have to be watching your back because you're black. We don't know how it feels to have anxiety because you need to go and look for an apartment and you already know people are not going to give it to you. Even you can perfectly well afford it. You have a great education and a great job. You are still not going to get that apartment because you're black. We have no idea how that feels. So when black people create black spaces, we need to shut up and stay back and stay behind and stay quiet, support financially, support with resources or with platforms or with making adverts or support in whatever way we can, but not with our voices in the way of intruding spaces that are not meant for us. Because, I mean, what? We can't even let black people have shit. I mean, it's at this point it's ridiculous. Have you seen this trend where they put like a shoelace on your head and then they pull it like this and the afro that was like hanging down becomes like a puff, like a crown in the middle, and it's like that Beyonce song when she's saying, "Come on, Miss Carter" or something like that, and they pull it and it looks so amazing. Did I not just wake up the other day and I saw one Melissa with her three strands of feathers pulling a shoelace, uh, and I was, I'm still confused. I've still not comprehended what I saw. I mean, it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work. And this trend was created by Black women, for Black women, Black people in general, but Black women in particular, I guess, to appreciate their hair. Why do we as white people feel the need to intrude anything and then justify it with the things like, oh, it's just a song, oh, it's just hair, oh, it's just a word, um oh, it's just a makeup, oh, it's just a color, oh, it's just the hair texture, oh, it's just the hairstyle. But it means so much more to Black women. Like, Melissa, you don't know how it feels to go into any drugstore and not find any hair cream, hair care for your hair, or makeup for your pale ass skin. Rebecca, you don't know how it feels to suffer or not just get a job simply because you are Black. We don't know. We simply don't know. Like, I like to ask people, like, as a woman, okay, I gave birth to three kids. I'm never in my right mind going to sit down with a man mansplaining childbirth, period pains, and the female body to me just because he read a damn book for 6 years. That's never going to happen. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trivializing the effort and work and knowledge of a doctor. You are a doctor for a very good reason, but you're not going to mansplain my body to me. You can read all the books in the world. You are never going to feel what I'm feeling. White people can read all the books in the world. We are never going to know what it feels like. There has no time in history has ever been a threat to our existence. And don't you dare comment something about Irish slaves or whatever. They were not slaves, they were servants. Please, for crying out loud, Google it. This is a huge difference. We are not ever, there was no time in history where white lives not mattered. It has never happened. We were never threatened. Even in countries where we are minorities, we are not threatened. And if you dare and bring up South Africa, South African farmers on stolen lands, I'm sorry, but they don't deserve that land. And they should give that land back. Because if I steal something, let me just say I steal these AirPods, okay? I steal it and I'm going to gift it to somebody. Is it that person's property just because I gave it to them? Or does the fact that I stole it no longer matter just because I've given it to somebody else? Because, in case you don't know, there were many, many white people that stole land from Black South Africans, and they knew that they did the wrong thing. So, for them to prevent any consequences, they gifted the land to somebody else. They changed the documents. The land was no longer in their possession. That was a very common something to go around any consequences of stealing land. That land is still not rightfully that person's land because it was stolen from the original owner. You cannot steal land and give it to your daughter, your grandchild, your whoever, and then claim that that person is rightfully on that land. I don't care what you build. I don't care how long you've been there. You don't deserve that land. You're not South African just because you were born there. I mean, you are by nationality. You might have a South African passport. But how in the world are you going to claim South African when you walk down the street and you go into areas where Black people cannot even access unless they have an ID card that was issued to them by white owners of that land for you to walk there, which permits you to enter a land that was supposed to be yours or your ancestors' own, that was stolen by the white man and is still in the hands of the white man, and then you claim to be South African. You cannot be on African soil and discriminate the very own owners of the land. That does not work. Then you're not South African. You are just the leftover of an invader, the leftover of a colonizer, the leftover of a rapist, a killer, an enslaver. You happen to be born in South Africa. You could easily have been born on the moon. Are you then going to claim the moon? Well, we colonize everything, so probably we are going to colonize the moon too. So that one apart. Now, when Black people, after all these things they have gone through and are still going through, create spaces for themselves, and I'm very much guilty of that. Before I understood things, if I see people talking about I don't know, maybe Afro hair or Nigerian cultures or Nigerian food or whatever, I would definitely, like I said before, I was once a Karen. I will enter myself into that conversation. I think, okay, I have a Nigerian husband, I know. Yeah, I was that person. So when you do that, I very much know that you're wrong because I was once you. So that I progressed and learned, I mean, yeah, but that you don't progress and don't want to learn because you think, oh, it's just food. Oh, it's just hair. It's just a word. No, it's not. Because if you attach meaning to something and somebody comes and trivializes that meaning for you, just because it doesn't mean anything to them, you will immediately call that person unsensitive, lack of empathy. You will call them inhuman. But when white people do it, we get a pass. And let me tell you why we get a pass. Because throughout human history, we've never been put in our place. We've never been checked. We've never been outcasted. We've always invaded, intruded, enslaved, entered ourselves in every conversation, in every country, in every society in the world. We are not used to being outcasted, unwanted, being put in our places, especially not when it is Black people. When Black people put a white person into their place, white people can't take that shit. Like, we are like, no, but I don't mean well. But BLM, right? You know, that's not how it works. Karen, Becky, Melissa, Sebastian, Kevin, I don't know who your name is. That's not how allyship, ugh, I cringe when I hear that word anyway. That's not how being a decent human being works. You can't be shouting BLM one side, be running from demonstration to demonstration, but when you see Black people talking about Black people business, you are all in that place instead of for you to be in white people business and fulfill your duty as a white person because you have nothing to do in Black people business while white people are still there shouting the n-word, telling Black people to get over slavery, throwing the confederation's flag up and down, and you are in Black people business. Excuse me, you're in the wrong house. You're in the wrong burning house. This is literally like you're in a neighborhood. You see 20 houses burning. You leave the 20 houses burning with your water pipe and go three villages. You cross your village, you cross another village, and then you go and want to clear that fire. I don't know. You want to off that fire. You drag your water pipe all the way from your village to, I don't know, the next country, and then you want to start offing that fire, and people will look at you like, excuse me, we have our own water. We are busy saving our own people. Can you please go back and solve the 20 houses and use that water you're carrying to our place to off the fire that is killing 20, burning down 20 houses in your own place? Nobody's going to take you serious. I'm not taking no white person serious that is in Black people's business while we have like 20 million of white houses burning. Not in a pity way, but I mean, like, there are people that need to be checked. There are people that need to be educated. There is a whole damn system to dismantle. There is a whole history, a whole past to correct. There is history to unwhitewash. There is societies to decolonize, minds to decolonize, and you're in Black people business? Don't do that, Susan. Don't. You look stupid. So at the end of the day, if you're a white person and you see Black spaces, no, that's a no-go area. That's like, no, stay out. Don't. The funny thing is, all of you doing that, none of you. Okay, let me just say Bavarian people. Yeah, there was a very good example. A friend of mine, she's a model. She's from Southern Sudan or Sudan. By the time she was born, it was Sudan. So she came to Germany as a refugee. She's now one of the most booked models in Munich for traditional Bavarian attire. I don't need to tell you the backlash this woman got for wearing a traditional Bavarian attire as a Black woman in Germany. If this woman will open her mouth, I swear with my life, her German is better than mine. She studied in Germany. She has several degrees, not only one. The average German will never even get to where she is already. And that woman is not even halfway down her career yet. So it's the that that thing of wanting to keep whiteness, but at the same time wanting to introduce your whiteness and intrude your whiteness all over the world. Like, how? We are not even with our senses. Like, we are not even here. We're not even okay. I've come to the conclusion that we are not even okay, because no sane human being will see all these things happening, and then instead of for you to worry about your own case, you leave your own house dirty, falling apart, and you go and ask your neighbor's house why he has not painted the outside. Meanwhile, the inside is shining. That's literally what white people are doing. We are leaving our unfinished houses and go and tell black people to paint the outside of their houses. Meanwhile, the inside is neat and sparkling, because black people's houses is very much done. The community problems black people have are enforced and invented by the white man. Colorism, as an example. There wouldn't be colorism if there was not racism. There would not be colorism if the white man didn't whitewash beauty standards and history. And that's not up for debate. So don't even go there. We are not even in the position to put our mouth in anybody's business but our own for the next at least 1,000 years, because we have enough things to do and to take care of before we can even think about talking about another ethnicity in the first place. So that being said, if you've come to this place, thank you so much for watching. And if you're white and you're still here, congratulations. And when you're off this video, mind your business. Let's all mind our business, then everybody's business is minded, right?